if you don't know by now, I don't know what else to tell you. There's definitely an agenda that's going on in hip hop. Definite. And I said this in the very beginning. Like I said this years ago. I said that, and it's no offense against the letter community, if you understand where I'm coming from, that starts with an L. It's no offense against them. You understand? They deserve to be who they want to be and do what they want to do. It's just that I have a problem when you start getting in the hearts and the minds of the youth. You understand? I have a problem when you start to dive into my culture that we created and make it out to be something that it's not. You understand? Like hip hop was made for heterosexual men and women. It was a masculine, or is a masculine type of music. Plain and simple. But what major record labels have done is they have literally came into hip hop and effeminized the whole culture. So when you have a person such as Lil Nas X sliding down a pole, giving the devil a lap dance, and everybody applauds him, and he's coming out of the closet, and people are just so, overwhelmed and overjoyed that this man is celebrating his sexuality, it's just crazy to me. But what he stands for is what's really bigger than him, and that's the agenda to feminize black men. That plain and simple. So now we have Lil Nas X as the poster boy of hip hop. Even though what the song that he did is not even a hip hop song, he's literally singing. And we have the death of DMX, which is like really, DMX was the last of the Mohicans. He was the last rapper that really stood for masculinity. That dude he epitomized being what an alpha male is. That plain and simple. And then this is no coincidence. This happened in all somewhat of the same week. Well, Lil Nas X was the week before, but I'll say at least the same month or just around the same time. Lil Nas X slides down the pole, gives the devil a lap dance. He's kissing himself. He's kissing himself, and what I assume to be in the Garden of Eden, and he's licking on himself. And then after that, DMX dies, and then after that, Kid Cudi is dressed up in a dress, and his excuse for getting dressed up in a dress is to commemorate Kurt Cobain, that died from, I think he committed suicide from Nirvana. But the thing of it is what bothers me is that why did you have to, you didn't necessarily have to get dressed up in a dress. You just didn't. And it's like, it gets to the point where you sit back and you say to yourself, hold on, you know what, I might be a conspiracy theorist. But then if all the pieces of the puzzle come together and it's obvious, it's like, come on, man. Come on, look at what they're doing. I have never seen this many white men get dressed up in a dress that are artists, like singers, rappers, actors. Never in my life. But it seems as though that America enjoys seeing a black man in a dress, whether it's Tyler Perry, Martin Lawrence, Omar Epps, Young Thug, Kid Cudi, what's your boy's name? I forgot his name. The comedian. He's like big. I forgot his name, man. It'll come to Kevin Hart. The list goes on. And people are telling me that this is not a gay agenda. This is not an agenda to feminize black men. And I know what it's specifically for. I know the reason. It's like, let me feminize these black men so they won't be a threat. So now we have most black men that are strong and stern, and the warriors, we got them locked up. And then we either have them locked up, dead, or now turning into females. You know what bugs me out about this situation? When a man says, I always thought that I was a woman, you know what I'm saying? I felt like a woman, I did this and I did that and blah, 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 right? I always knew that I loved men, right? And they go and they want to turn themselves into a woman. So they say, you know what, I'm going to take testosterone blockers. I'm going to, put, I don't know what they do, but injections in my face, cut my Adam's apple down, give myself hips. I'm going to get the full thing, plastic surgery. I'm going to get my penis cut off and all the rest of that, right? And it's crazy because at the end of the day, didn't you want to at least, give it a chance? Like, maybe you confused. Maybe if you took testosterone boosters, maybe that would have changed you. Because I don't think being born gay, lesbian, etc. is a disease or anything like that. I truly believe in my heart it's a chemical imbalancement. That's what I think it is. I think it's the lack of testosterone or estrogen that really is what makes a man and a woman. But he didn't bother to do that. And for others that's just, going out there and just saying, you know what, I want to explore my sexuality and blah, 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 blah. And I've heard this word thrown around numerous of times. I'm an androgynous man, I'm an androgynous woman. So now you're talking Greek terms, right? Now you're talking Greek terms. And you know what the Greeks did? Not only were they homosexuals, but they also were pederasts. They practiced pederasty. It's what we know in modernized times, pedophilia. And not only did they practice pedophilia, they also practiced bestiality. They had sex with animals. So how far are you as a black man and a black woman? Well, now if you got your sex change, you was a black man and now you're a black woman. You were a black woman, but now you're a black man. How far are you willing to go down that rabbit hole? How far? DMX is the last of the dying breed. We absolutely don't have any type of masculine rappers these days and times. Now I know what you're gonna say. You got Busta Rhymes, Method Man, and all these different people that are around. But I'm talking about men that, like Tupac, like DMX was damn near Tupac status. I was alive when Tupac was alive. I was a teenager / young adult. So I was like around 18, 19, 20, 21, around that ages. You know what I'm saying? When Tupac was alive. You know what I'm saying? And I can tell you, like, DMX definitely reminds me of Tupac. Straight up. And he's gone. He's gone. And now there's really no one as an elder or as a rapper of the youth that can present anything to you that's masculine, that's on a big stage like how he was. So now I'm seeing, when I go on Instagram, I see this guy and the meme is saying inspired by Kid Cudi or something like that, or either Lil Uzi Vert, and he's dancing, right? And I'm like, okay, let me check the dude out. You know what I'm saying? I used to dance in the clubs and stuff, but it was a different type of dance. You know what I'm saying? We was like pop locking and all that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Flipping and all that. It wasn't no like the other stuff, right? So he started doing like this with his shoulders. I'm like, hold on now, this is starting to look crazy. And he twitching and shit. I'm like, are you kidding me? So now that Lil Nas X is out, Kid Cudi, all of these people that these young people look up to, young men and young black women, young black men and young black women look up to, they're gonna think it's okay for them to do what they see that's being done. And I looked at the video that Kid Cudi did in Saturday Night Live. I looked at that and I looked at Lil Nas X's video, and each comment section, everybody was praising them like, yo, man, I know people are gonna judge them because they wearing a dress and da-da-da-da-da and this and that and so forth. But yo, they're trendsetters, they're trying to change the world. What, in a worse way? In a worse way? This is my word. There's no more alpha men on this planet. I'm talking about far as on a stage that DMX was on? Name one, please, that stood for an alpha man like how DMX was. Straight up. There'll never be another one like him. Let me tell you something. There'll never be, at the rate that we're going, there'll never be any black male rappers ever again. Everybody, look at what's his name? Lil Yachty. And these different rappers, they wearing nail polish on their nails. Lil Uzi Vert. Lil Yachty said he's coming out with a nail polish. Come on, man. But you're gonna tell me that I'm not gay, I'm not this, but you're showing all of the qualities and characteristics of a gay man. And I know what I'm about to say, I'm gonna sound old. I don't care. But at the end of the day, let me tell you something. When I was a teenager and when I was a young adult, only women put on nail polish. Only women wore dresses. Like, it's to a certain degree where I don't even want to wear dreads anymore, man, because y'all feminized that shit. Man walking around here with ponytails and got girly hairstyles with dreads. And you know what the Jamaicans would call them, Bati boys. And this has just gotten out of hand. And I don't, at this point in time, nobody's speaking up. My channel, my voice, my platform is too small and too irrelevant to the masses. As usual, I'm gonna come off as a hater. But who am I really hating on? I'm not hating on Lil Nas X. I'm hating on what he stands for. I'm hating on that young man, because not hating on him in that way. I'm saying hating on him meaning that he should know better. He should know that he's being used. And once he comes of age, once they get suck out all of the soul and the energy out of him, they're gonna throw him to the side. And I feel bad for him. You want to know why? Because there's no telling what he had to do and what he's doing behind closed doors. Just like what they did to Tevin Campbell. These people have been molesting child stars since the very beginning of Hollywood. Them creating Hollywood. Period. And I just hate to see how things are going. I hate it. But I know good and goddamn well that hip hop as we know it, it's going. It's going. It doesn't exist. I'm looking on TV and I'm seeing Kid Cudi singing, and he has a sundress on. And in the comment section, people are praising him. I'm just trying to understand his logics. So you wore a dress to commemorate Kurt Cobain, the one that committed suicide, from a group called Nirvana, right? Let me think about that, right? So with that logics, if I were to commemorate Juice WRLD, I would just take a bunch of pills and OD like he did. It just does not make sense. In other words, you did not have to wear that goddamn dress. You didn't. You could have easily wore a t-shirt of Nirvana on it and sung the song and wore some ripped up jeans, the normal usual shit that Kurt Cobain would wear, but you just had to wear a dress. I'm done, man. DMX, I apologize, far as using your name. I was using your name for a purpose, and I want you to rest in peace. I'm not gonna do another video and mention you again, because I don't want to be like everybody else. I didn't do this for money. This video's not monetized. This channel is not monetized. Didn't do this for money. I did this to make a point that the powers that be are leading our black men into a world where the outcome will be they're going to be sissified and feminized to the point where they'll no longer be a threat. The enemy is making sure that we will never be a threat in the present or in the future. You gotta peep that game.